Welcome to AECVC's latest thesis. Today, we revisit our very first topic, cavity insulation and the insulation opportunity in Europe, but with a fresh perspective. After 18 months since our first episode, our backtesting confirms this insulation opportunity has an outstanding market potential and has proven to have exceptional margins and cash flows. It actually has shown me that it can support the next AEC technology unicorn. Coming up now. Hey guys, welcome to AECVC. With the year 2024, I've decided to upgrade my format for AECVC. We're now doing this in a video format and I hope you enjoy it. And to kick us off into the new year, but also into the new format, I thought, what is better than actually doing a flashback? The flashback that I want to tell you about today is actually the very first topic that I started AECVC with 18 months ago. And that was the topic of cavity insulation and generally the insulation opportunity in the Western markets, focusing on Europe. If you go back into my archive, that's the very first thing you can see is the cavity insulation opportunity. So today I'm going to backtest that with you. So let me start you off with that flashback. What is actually the insulation opportunity within Europe? What's cavity insulation? Well, first of all, cavity insulation is what at least I back then thought was a pretty simple but ingenious market opportunity. You can see here that cavity insulation is basically taking advantage of the air gap in millions and millions of homes across Europe to inject insulation. So historically, the air was supposed to be one form of insulation, hence the term air gap. And while that physically works, it's not the most efficient form of doing that. So someone smart actually implemented a solution where you can inject granules of insulation into these millions and millions of homes that were built with this air gap. And born was the air cavity or air gap insulation. That's what I had wrote about back then. And it's a massive opportunity on a CO2 level as well as on an energy level, because 80% of the homes across Europe, 79% of single-family homes, 82% of multifamily homes get heated with fossils still, with gas and oil, and in some Eastern European countries and some small pockets of markets, even with coal, believe it or not. That's 160 million homes across Europe. And many of you who follow the real estate markets, the construction markets, know this number. 38% of the greenhouse gas emissions actually come from the operation of existing buildings. Now, an air gap insulation is proven to reduce the primary energy demand and the greenhouse gases of a building by 25%. It's a massive potential, right? 160 million homes with fossils, 38% greenhouse gas emissions, 25% saving on that with a simple and brilliant method, which is the air gap insulation. In terms of the market, I had talked about back then that it's a $100 billion plus market in Germany alone. 27 million homes in Germany, single family, multifamily, are suitable for the air gap insulation. Another 10 million in the Netherlands and the Nordics. I haven't done the research on France, but France is probably millions of homes as well. There's UK. So all of these in like the northern part of Europe, millions of buildings that are suitable to do this. It's a market that you can never actually exhaust, even if you dedicate your company for 15, 20 years and build a massive company. And that's just air cavity insulation. When you go into the broader insulation space with other insulation methods, you're addressing a 400 billion market across Europe. Now, what this market offers, and that's the backtesting part. Now, back in 2022, when I started AECVC, I had a thesis that this would allow for exceptional margins. Well, guess what? I put my money where my mouth is and partnered with an exceptional founder team. Give them a shout out, look them up, varm.earth, VARM.earth. We backed them after that, and they have proven the numbers that I only had as a thesis. You actually have terrific unit economics. You have terrific AOVs, you can see in this market alone between 5 to 10,000 average order value on a single family home. On that you make 70, 72, 75% gross margin. We're talking software margins here. 72% gross margin proven. 30% contribution margin after COGS, after sales, after marketing, after logistics. 30% contribution margin. And the best of all, in year one, you can be net profitable. Proven. So why is that the case? You have air cavity insulation, you have a big market with lots of homes in Germany, Nordics, with a simple method, and you have lots and lots of market size in Europe with very bad insulated and primary energy demand buildings. And yet you have these exceptional unit economics. How is that possible? Well, the answer is simple. And so my thesis was that this was a method that was highly standardizable and highly repeatable. And the VARM guys have proven that. They have shown that you can insulate a home within a day. They can remote control the execution and basically have their ops teams, 2 people on site, spend half a day insulating it, and all the QA, QC, all the work instructions are being sent remotely, are being controlled remotely. And you can have this way a ton of projects out there while being a digital company, because the method is so standardizable and repeatable, and you can build software that actually controls these standardization and repetition through software. And that's why the unit economics are so amazing in this kind of opportunity. The big end game that I was positing in 2022 was what I called cloud installation. And so VARM has actually taken that to a next level. They say, hey, our vision is to become a cloud installation as an infrastructure company, meaning because the processes and the method are so standardizable and repeatable, we don't need to spend months and months of training people, but we can literally take anyone who is willing to work, who's motivated, who wants to become their own business owner, and within very, very short amount of time, we're talking low number of weeks here, they put them through their academy, they train them on the process, they give them the hardware, they give them the software, and they give them the opportunity to become their own business owner. And in return, these business owners get the opportunity to get the revenue from VARM and give their capacity for cloud installation to VARM. And that way you're building an infrastructure company in a massive market and with exceptional margins and cash flows. And so all I can say to all the founders out there, this is exactly the kind of opportunities you want to be looking for. AI is great. Energy market gets a lot of funding right now, rightly so, is great. Anything that is a hype topic, of course, you're right to look into it, but look under the rocks. Look under the rocks for opportunities like this where the market is massive, it is hidden, it is standardizable, it is repeatable, and it shows exceptional unit economic potential and the potential to build an infrastructure type business. And luckily, air cavity insulation has proven to be exactly that. So I'll be on the lookout for the next one. Thank you, guys. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe under aecvc.com, and you can also find me on LinkedIn. See you next time.